Hello. So I'm going to make a quick introduction because I didn't really make one for the actual video, and also kind of give a little explanation on what this is. I just finished editing this video and it's like 3:30 in the morning and I am tired and I want to go to bed, but I need to say a few things first. So my friend Roxanne and I, who you will be seeing in the video in like 2 seconds, we are seniors of the class of 2020, and if you haven't looked around you, that ain't happening, sis. So we kind of wanted to find out some kind of way that we could celebrate together, like we would have. First of all, I want to recognize that, yes, it sucks, but if that is the worst thing that happens to me over quarantine and like all these people are losing their jobs and family members and just they're alone. I'm with my family during quarantine. I could not imagine being all alone during quarantine. So I am 100% blessed in the fact that this is the worst thing that's happened to me in quarantine so far. But that doesn't mean I still can't make the best out of my situation. So that's what this video is going to be. And I want to have everybody celebrate with us, join in. When we were talking about it, we're going to make this like a thread. So if you want to participate, here's the deal. Here's the layout. Focusing on the time that we didn't have in senior year, we're trying to focus on all of the amazing time that we had through all 4 years. And music was a huge part of high school. Music is the one constant in high school through all the relationships, all the friendships, like all of the hardships of high school. Music has been there for all of it. I mean, if you're watching this video, obviously music has a big impact in your life. And I think we should take a second to, recognize that and kind of thank the music that got us through that time. So we kind of want everybody to join in with us. We went through the music that kept us together through high school. I know some people make videos where every once in a while an album will come up and they'll talk about how, oh, this was an album that got me through high school. Do that, but make it a whole video. Just dedicate your entire video to the music that got you through high school. And you can go through, freshman to senior year like we did. But, if your graduation wasn't literally today like ours would have been, you might not specifically remember. You might not know the exact time frame. So just, it doesn't have to be your specific. Just show the music that got you through it, and celebrate with us. If you finish the video, you know that we will be making a part 2 to the video where we will be coming on in our caps and gowns, and we will be kind of talking more the music that really pushed in our friendship versus on our own. But yeah, I really wanted to put this out there. If you want to join in, no pressure, but yeah, definitely, just have fun, have fun with it. Share the funny stories, share the hard stories, share the albums that got you through the hard times, show the albums that got you through the best of times, I want to hear it all.
It is graduation today.
Happy
graduation.
Happy graduation, girl. Happy graduation.
We don't even get our caps and gowns until Friday.
Okay. Let's start.
Oh, us? Do I do it? For whoever is watching, I sincerely apologize.
I'll leave that in.
Thank you.
I'll leave it. I'm gonna introduce you because I'm a good host. I'm a good host.
Well, then do it.
Okay, so joining me on Zoom from not my room is Roxanne, my best friend, who I've probably mentioned in every single video at least 10 times.
I mean, not to brag to y'all, but those videos were actually for me the whole time.
They were, because I didn't think anyone else was going to watch them, yeah, so I was like, to make me feel better, I'll just make it a one-on-one conversation with Roxanne. We are going to go through freshman to senior year, some albums that got us through the highest of the highs and the lowest of the lows.
Or in terms of sophomore year, just the lowest of the lows.
Yes, and yeah, for sophomore year, definitely just the lowest of the lows.
Specifics. She wants specifics. I'll share freshman and then you'll share freshman.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do all your freshmans though. All the freshmen.
So we all know what this first record is. The last song on this record, which is called Fate, Call It Karma, got me through shit. And it's kind of got me through shit awful, but especially freshman year. And you know what's so special about this record is I showed my friend Jenna the one song, and I thought like, oh, like I just showed her the one song, she's not going to pay attention. But then Christmas, she got me this on vinyl. So that's what got me through the lows of freshman year, which there were a lot. This is the Strokes Come Down Machine, whatever. Okay, so this is Blood Sugar Sex Magic by the Chili Peppers. This is my high for freshman year. I actually, a friend bought this and she gave it to me and she's like, oh, we'll just trade off. Like, you'll have it for a month and then I'll have it for a month. Yeah, that never happened. It stayed with me because I'm a bigger Chili Peppers fan than she is. Oh, shit. Am I allowed to curse on here? Yeah. So we've got all four of them. And I love this album cover. And my mom and I just jammed to this album like 3 days ago in our living room. Fun fact, freshman year, I learned how to play every single song on guitar. Learned it by March 5th, which is John Frusciante's birthday.
Is that what you finished for freshman?
Yes.
Freshman year, you're done? All right, freshman year.
You're doing two, right? I mean, I can do more.
You can do whatever you want.
No. Go ahead. Go ahead.
All right. If you must insist. I have 2 sad albums for freshman year. But, you know, it is what it is. It is what it is. So I did the Beach Boys' Pet Sounds and Funky Chateau by Elton John.
A classic.
And, I mean, if you don't listen to Pet Sounds and cry every time you listen to it,
you have no soul. I mean, you know my story with Pet Sounds. Always reminds me of my apple tree.
Mm-hmm. There's always a story. Every single person I met has a story with Pet Sounds. So the fact that, like, Brian, especially with all the backlash he got from the other boys, and, like, especially from, like, the critics, it was not, like, a critically acclaimed album at the time. For it to still have that much of an effect on everybody is kind of crazy cool. I bought that at a half-price books because I went there and it was like $15, and then I was like, oh, I was like $15 is a little much. And then I went home and I looked up how much it was, and it was like $50 for like that pressing. And so then the next day my dad drove me to Half Price Books so I could pick it up again. Funky Chateau. It has a lot of bop, but then it also has Mona Lisa and Mad Hatters,
which is, I'd argue, his best song.
Honestly, yeah. I think I mainly chose this as a sad album just because of Mona Lisa and Mad Hatters. But, like, that's just such a sad song.
I was going to say, I'd argue that it's one of my favorites for both of them, both musically and lyrically.
Mm-hmm.
Kudos.
And then my happy album, I had a lot of happy albums, but, like, this was, like, I played it almost every single week album.
Oh, so you do have a happy album. Oh,
yeah, like a good this is, like, one of my favorites. I actually listen to more happy music than sad music, but when I'm sad, I'll only listen to sad music. So, but my happy album is Love Forever Changes.
Oh, I just listened to that today.
Broskies. Here's the label. I don't really show the labels too much, but I should probably. At the time, freshman year, I had always heard of Love, and like I maybe the only song I knew was Alone Again, and I never saw the album, and then one day, like, I saw it and I picked it up, and then I was obsessed. So, but it's just like one of those bands that I was like, I didn't hear too much hype about it at the time. So, like, I was in no rush to get it, and then I just decided one day, and then now the rest is history, so.
Remember when you brought it over to my house, and my dad was like, oh my god.
Yes! I brought it over to Roxanne's house one time, and I put it on, and her dad just goes, and then he does the dad thing. If you have a dad and you play something that either they remember, like, this is, like, kind of really mostly for, like, young people who, like, play albums. But if you still live with your parents and you play an album and you're, like, your parent either doesn't know the song or, like, remembers the song, but they just haven't heard it in forever, they do this thing where they'll just come into your room and they'll, like, you don't have the album displayed. Sometimes I hide the album because I don't want him to know right away. So, like, they'll do the thing where they, like, cross their arms and they'll just, like, look directly over at the label and, like, try to see it as it's spinning.
Because he walked downstairs and he was like, yeah, and then he walked over to the record and was like,
it's so fun, though.
Well, we thought freshman year was bad. Then we go into sophomore year. I picked this one. This is Jimi Hendrix Experience, Axis Bold as Love. I always want to say Jimi Hendrix, and then I was like, no, the band is Jimi Hendrix Experience. The Jimi Hendrix Experience. I don't really know why. I just fell in love with Bold as Love, which is kind of ironic that I fell in love with Bold as Love. And Wait Until Tomorrow. I listen to those songs all the time. This was the first Hendrix album I listened to, and it's still my favorite. And if it's not your favorite, then I don't know who the you are.
That was your happy album, right? That's not a sad album to you, right?
Yes, that's the happy album.
Roxanne, she's over here, she's listening to Axis, she's like,
oh my god, no. I love Bold as Love. It just makes me smile. Okay, so I don't want to say this is a sad album, because, like, I don't really listen to it when I'm sad, so I, like, put it in, and I played before the beginning, and it was, like, kind of maggot brain-y, and I was like, oh, this is, like, maggot brain or whatever. And it comes in, and it was so, I was so mind-blown, and then, like, Song of the Siren comes in, and it's, like, gentle, and you just feel the rain coming over you. And the whole album is, like, this water motif to me. Which is kind of funny because Empyrean means, like, the highest level of heaven. Fun fact.
oh wait, I have like 2 sad albums for every year, except for senior year.
Oh my god.
Okay, well, you know what?
To grab another album for junior year too.
When it comes to like happy music, I listened to everything, you know? But when I was sad, I feel like each year I had, or like at least each semester, I had my go-to album. Does that make sense? Because I'm more happy than I am sad. So like I listen to like most of my music when I'm happy, which is like not depressing albums. So the 2 that I picked, the first one, so sophomore year was the first year that I bought headphones for my record player. And that was an experience. It was an experience, man. And the first thing that I listened to was Lola. Little Miss Lola. Girl.
By who?
Oh, by the Kinks. The first time you hear Strangers with headphones on, it's different. So
Dave Davis.
And it honestly, it became like a tradition. Today was a hard day, Strangers with headphones on. And that's what I do. So that's why that's kind of a sad pick. Although it's not a sad album.
Wait,
your first time ever hearing The Money Go Round, did your face go like... The first time you hear that, I was like, I don't know about this one. And then I was like, the satire.
Yeah, Lola is like a roller coaster. Like, no one song is like the other.
So, the next one. Is Unplugged by Eric Clapton. And this is one of those albums, like, there's really not many. Unplugged in general, I feel like can be very sad. And, like, all of the songs, like, even all the songs from, like, Journeyman and stuff on here, I like better on this album. And, like, oh my god, Lonely Stranger, the mandolin in that part, and then Tears in Heaven, and then Running on Faith. Dude, the slide guitar. I love Malted Milk. The kazoos on San Francisco Bay Blues. Okay, wait, everyone did San Francisco Bay Blues because, like, Paul McCartney did San Francisco Bay Blues for his MTV Unplugged.
That's true.
Theory, MTV forces you to sing that song.
Yeah, maybe.
Michael Nesmith comes to your face and he's like, if you don't play San Francisco Bay Blues, I will fucking kill you.
He, like, comes to you in your dreams with the little hat.
Sad.
Sad.
So sad. Happy now. And this, okay, sophomore year was like my biggest dive into Motown. I bought a shit ton of Motown sophomore year. And it made me so happy. That was just like, if I was happy, I just felt like listening to Motown. Ray Charles. This is his first album. Let's talk about, ooh, honey, let's talk, ooh. Okay, okay, first of all of side 2. Hallelujah, I Love Her So. Mess Around. Oh my god, John Candy in Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
I know John Candy and Planes,
John
Trains,
Candy and Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, where he's in the car and he's driving and he's like, and then they like flip over or whatever. Okay, yeah. But yeah, this little girl of mine might be my favorite. And Hallelujah, I love her so. That was sophomore year for you.
The bitchy year.
Sophomore year.
Junior year, go.
Okay. I'm gonna do my happy one first. Okay. This is my happy one.
Aww.
So it's Texas Flood by Sierra Vaughan and Double Trouble. There's the Jimi Hendrix Experience with Jimi Hendrix, and like this is Sierra Vaughan and Double Trouble. It's not just Sierra Vaughan. I have to keep that in mind. I love Chris Layton and Tommy Shannon. Don't get me wrong. Okay. So honestly, the back just makes me smile. Just within itself. Before I knew, again, like Hendrix, I was really late to the game. But like this strap right here. So fun fact, I bought a strap that looks just like this like 4 years ago, before I even knew that it was just a replica of his. He's just guided me through everything, and I've learned John Frusciante and Sierra Vaughan have been the most influential guitar players in my own playing. I feel like I haven't gone through the tracks as much. Good. My mom loves Lenny. She loves that song. So that's my happy album. Because my mom and I jammed Sierra Vaughan together.
Bring on the
And then
Feetles.
my sad album. So a year away from you. This is my sad album, junior year, and I do have a story that goes along with this.
Okay, go. I'm
You have a story?
so yeah, go.
Okay. So, it was like around homecoming, and I decided to ask one of my friends that didn't go to my school. I decided to ask him to go to homecoming with me, and he said yes. So that's not the sad part. But then one thing led to another, and he couldn't make it, and I didn't want to go to homecoming alone because I had bought 2 tickets. So I had to go return the dress, and we didn't go and get food. And instead, on homecoming night, I blared this album, and I particularly blared Bell Bottom Blues 1,000 times. So, the only thing I really don't like is this cover of Little Wing. Honestly, I hate to say it. For anyone who likes his cover of Little Wing, I do apologize, but that is probably my least favorite.
Keep on growing. Talk about the other version.
Oh yeah. Okay, so I bought the CD, and I took it home, and I put it in my CD player, and I hear this woo, like before it really gets into the song. And I was like, I don't remember that, but that makes it so much better. So if you can, go to the remixed version. It's on Spotify. Go to the remixed version and listen to Keep On Growing. That woo adds so much.
It's completely different, and anytime we play it in the car, because I have them both in my playlist, so like anytime it comes up in the car and it's us two, like before the woo comes up, we're like, wait, and then like we're like, does it pass the check or not?
Yeah, exactly.
I think by now I probably removed it, but just like before, like when we first put it in there, we were always like, which one is it?
Which one is it? Yeah.
You know what? I'm only going to pick one sad album. I'm going to get rid of my other one. I'll just like preview what my other one was and then go to my real pick. So, this is junior year? So, my junior year was probably like junior and senior year, honestly, like I kind of vibed the whole like junior and senior year, especially us two.
Yeah.
Like I feel like I don't know if it's related, but like when we were really good, like friendship wise, like my like happiness levels were up.
I mean, I would hope so. I hope the happiness levels wouldn't go down.
So have your days, man, you know?
Yeah, definitely.
And especially this was like if you had a bad day at Panera Bread, that just was like, she was just a freaking This would be the album that I'd calm down to at home instead of punching her in the face like I'd want to. But it's like more of like a de-stressor, because that's really what it did junior year. It wasn't really a sad album for me. It was like a de-stressor. Like if I wanted to pop off, this would be like my like, yo, just listen to Simon and Garfunkel. And it's Simon and Garfunkel, Bridge Over Troubled Water. You can't see, but and especially the song "The Only Living Boy in New York," especially the part that goes that part. Okay. First two tracks kind of calm you down, and then like the third track on side one is Cecilia, so like it kind of gets you back up. And then you've got like Keep the Customer Satisfied, The Boxer. Okay, the one thing I don't love is their cover of the Everly Brothers' Bye Bye Love.
Yeah.
Okay, my happy album. Okay. And again, like this wasn't like my number one album, but like this was just like an album I remember listening to a lot when I was happy. And this is this is a risky pick. I know everyone doesn't like later Velvet Underground, but honey, I do. So here we are. Squeeze, in my opinion, is just such a fun, like, I especially got into this like the summer after junior year, so like kind of going into senior year was kind of when I played this the most. Caroline, ooh, She'll Make You Cry, ooh, and then Jack and Jane, Louise. Oh my god, like everything about this is great, but like I know a lot of people when it comes to Velvet Underground don't like this era of it. Like I like it, so
yeah.
And plus, like, I love the art too. Like, it's just it's good. Everything is good, and I think it's good. Okay, your turn.
Okay, so I'll start with my sad album. Well, yeah, I'll start with my sad album for senior year.
End on happy notes here, people.
Yeah, end on a happy note. Okay, so this is my this is my sad album for senior year. I don't want to say it's my sad album.
Stressful album.
Huh?
Your stress album?
Yeah, I was gonna say it's more my stress album in like a good way. Like and it was always calc. So kind of hope I fail the AP exam so that I can take calc again and I have a excuse to bring this guy along.
It would make it bearable if you had to take it again.
Exactly. Like I'm like, you know what? If I fail, this is a reason that, it's fine. I remember I bought this at Josie's and because we had gone to Got What You Like Records like the week before that. And you kept telling me how good of an album this was because you always played Life on the Road. You always tried to get me to listen to it. I never did. And I finally did, and I thought it was good. Because I didn't like the Kinks. And I heard you really got me, and I didn't like it.
Several months later.
And now, like, long story short, I do now. You told me that this is such a good album, and then you bought it at Got What You Like Records. So then I bought it a week later. I think I was with Olivia, too. Like, it was Olivia, you, and I. So that's how that got connected. Okay. And then I have two happy albums, because you know what? Whatever. And this goes with that album. So this is my happy album. Okay, this is Soap Opera by the Kinks. Same band. I know it's got kind of a cult following, but this is a good album, everybody. I don't care what y'all say.
Are we a part of the cult following?
Yes, we are. But like, I feel like from what I've heard, like if they like the concept albums, they like this one. But then you look at like Rolling Stone and they call it like the worst Kinks album. Okay, so this is like a $3 album because it's not even like the gatefold or anything. It's just like some probably like radio station like version of it. So I kind of low-key want to get the one with the gatefold. I bought this at Seventh Heaven because it was the only Kinks album they had, and I decided to grab it. Speaking of grabbing something, are you grabbing your own soap opera?
Keep going!
Okay, I'll talk about it while she's doing whatever.
Keep going.
And the only song I knew was Holiday Romance because we listened to it all, like her and I listened to it all the time. And then I got to freaking Ducks on the Wall. I did not expect that. But I still love the album. You can't say anything.
That's when you know it's real love.
That's when you know it's real love. And honestly,
there you go.
Yeah, see, there's an actual gatefold. And the back is different. So if you turn the back over.
Sure, yeah. Back real quick. Oh, whoa.
Yeah. So I ended up kind of falling in love with the whole album.
It's just fun.
It's just fun. I've never watched it. I can put that on like a resume. I've never watched Star Maker.
On your Kinks resume, I've never watched Star Maker.
I have one more happy album, and then I'm done.
All right.
So this is my other happy album. So this is Ogden's Nut Gone Flake by the Small Faces. And it's my happy album for actually a couple of reasons. Like, I feel like no one would think that it's my happy album, but it is. And so I remember, so Jenna, the girl next to me, would always pull it out, and she would always be like, this is such a good album. And I'd be like, okay.
But you
Okay.
always fell asleep.
You always fell asleep.
Apparently we listened to it, and I always fell asleep because I didn't remember squat. I didn't remember any song off of it.
It would always be like 4 a.m. when I'd choose it.
That's true. I don't remember the first time I specifically went and actually listened to it, because it was before I bought it, because it was not cheap. So I actually had to choose between this and London Calling. And do I regret the decision? No, because I will find a London Calling. Yes, London Calling is amazing, but I will find a London Calling. It's okay. I will get there. My mom fell in love with Steve Marriott. She loves Steve Marriott, and I don't know why. She doesn't like Humble Pie Steve Marriott, but she likes Small Faces Steve Marriott.
Humble Pie is I'm very selective with my Humble Pie.
Yeah, exactly.
I think the only album that I own is the Live at the Fillmore, and that's it.
Because that's a good album.
That is a good album.
But I was listening to There Are But Four Small Faces today. It was amazing. I've really gotten into Song of a Baker. Ooh, that's a good song.
I love the driving tempo of it. I put this on a pillow, so it's kind of funny. It moves as I go like this. For my senior year. And this one took me until this year to find. This is one of my favorite, sad songs. And it's not even sad, but it's a live album by Cannonball Adderley. There we go.
Oh, yeah.
Mercy, Mercy, Mercy. And I love in the beginning part of it, he's like, the song's really about dealing with adversity and dealing with, hard times. And I can hear Joe, I forgot what his name is. Joe. I can't find his name on this album. Joe something wrote the song. And I almost feel like I hear what he went through it. When I feel like I hear a voice in it. Like I hear someone else's struggle story in it. And I found that to be so beautiful. Like the whole album's amazing, but just especially Mercy, 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 just the first time I heard it, it hit at the right time in the right place. So this one's a happy album. And this one, Roxanne gave me this album for my birthday, and it makes me so happy. It's American Utopia by David Byrne. There we go. This album, first of all, let me just, there's that. I'm not good at this. This album came out in 2019, but I really didn't start listening to it until after Christmas. I feel like January is when I really got into it. And then it's just been nonstop ever since then. And again, I have a thing with live albums. So it's the perfect mix of Talking Heads, and it's the perfect mix of his solo stuff. And he kind of changes up the songs. He doesn't do them exact. The first song that I listened to that I got hooked on was I Know Sometimes a Man Is Wrong / Don't Worry About the Government.
Yes. I remember when you
it starts out
I know sometimes a man is wrong,
which is from a solo album that he did. And then, the solo album is really good. I do recommend that solo album, but in the solo album, the beginning always bugged me because there were crickets in the original, which always annoyed me. So hearing a pure version of it, and then when they're ooh, and the song is finishing off, you hear the and Don't Worry About the Government comes on, and ooh, I was he's doing the remix.
I had given it to you, and then I was chilling with you, and I had never listened to that album, and yeah, I was like, oh, like I know this song, like I know some, and then when it started with it, I looked at you and I was like, what?
And I was just like,
And you were like, this is the thing.
that's like the money maker. That's what grabbed me. That's what pulled me in.
Yeah.
And then, like, this is the most basic song on here, but oh my god, it's the version of Road to Nowhere on this. When they, like, in this version of Road to Nowhere, they, like, kind of bring it down, and they, like, start, like, when they get to the climactic point of the song, they get really low, and, like, really quiet. And then they get louder, and louder, and louder, and louder, and then it's like, there's a city in the night. Take a ride. And, like, it, like,
The phone. You don't I did not expect that.
All right, so those were our high school picks.
We hope you enjoyed our stories and weren't completely bored by them, because there's a possibility that you all have stopped watching by this point. So we're going to say that. And learned that Jenna and I have really similar music taste and probably can assess how we met, which we will get into next time.
Yeah, we are going to film a part 2. Yeah, so we don't get our caps and gowns until tomorrow, because today would have been our graduation. And so we kind of thought this would be a fun way to at least document it, if anything, document our graduation and celebrate the time that we did have together. There's always something to be thankful for.
I feel incredibly lucky that I got to meet someone like Jenna, because it's not only finding someone who has the same music taste as you, it's finding someone who respects it. Because that's what I realized, is no one in my middle school respected my music taste. Like, they may not have liked it, but they could have respected it. And so not only do Jenna and I have similar music tastes, but we respect our music tastes.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's what's made our friendship the way it is, and the idea that I feel like we've known each other for 18 years in part 2.
Yeah, this is like the pre-party. We're not gonna celebrate until part 2. Part 2 is the party. This is just the facts.
Wait, dude, can we get our graduation stuff together and then do the video in our graduation gown and cap? Yes. Yeah. This quarantine and this idea that Jenna and I have to Zoom, like, yeah, you'll see us together on Friday, but for the most part, we keep on Zoom, we keep on FaceTime, so that I can go with her to Colorado in June, and we'll probably do more videos then. But this has prepped us so well for what it's going to be like next year.
Yeah, so definitely if you liked this kind of idea, I think this is definitely a first in the VC. This is a first. I'm assuming 98% of the people who watch this, or probably 100% of the people who have watched this, you have already completed high school. Either it was last year or years ago. You've been through high school and you definitely are nostalgic by some albums. Show your albums and like share your story. Like, I'd love to hear it.
Yeah, she'll pass it on to me. I'll see it too.
Yeah, if you make a response, definitely. So
that's the best part, is like watching other people talk about their albums. Like, I love to talk about my albums.
Yeah,
other people. I love it.
But yeah, there'll definitely be another video, and we'll be in our caps and gowns. We'll be decked out in the grad gear, and we'll get some food, and it'll just be like it'll be a little mini party, and like join the party, man. Exactly. If you don't, that's cool, but like join the party. Join it. Join it. Join it. Any last words? Any last words?
Not for me.
We'll see you next time then.
Yep. See ya.
All right.
Let's park that thought.
I get it.
Like, we promised each other at a Bob Dylan concert. If you promise something over a Bob Dylan concert, that's gonna stay forever. Words mean more in a Bob Dylan concert than any other concert. Do you have a poster for Shantae? No. Did you draw Jocko on your wall? No. You are alone.
This will all be edited.
Just edited it out.
Anyways.
Lifesaver. Please keep that in. Oh my god, that was my favorite part of the video. If you don't put that in, I'm gonna be...
You'll call me out?
Yes, I will call you out. I will be so angry if you don't put that in the video.